Hello all, it's your girl Tiffany, Malicious Black Beauty, your poetic psychic Pisces, High Priestess, aka the light that shines like a diamond, also known as your modern day nun, one who isn't within a coven, a convent, or a covenant. I do thank you all for listening and for watching on today. If y'all would be so kind to please like, share, and subscribe, it would be greatly, greatly appreciated. This is going to be a general reading for the overall collective of any zodiac sign, so please take the messages that apply, leave the ones that do not. Remember that this reading can apply to your past, your present, or your future, as well as it may be pertaining to you or any and everyone in between that you may or may not know. With that being said, guys, we are going to get started with your overall messages. So we have child killers, them folks ain't right, satanic powers that be, major deals and money moves, corrupt people in professional positions, that blood contract they signed, betrayal, big spenders, dark web, snuff film, illegal organized crime, missing children, guys, okay? Oh goodness, so this is a very serious reading, guys, okay? Obviously, I mean, a lot of the information here kind of speaks for itself. We are talking about some child killers, okay? These individuals are involved in a lot of things, okay? Besides the unaliving of children, okay? I feel like this also ties into maybe kidnappings, abductions, trafficking, and a multitude of different things, guys, okay? Spirit is saying them folks ain't right, okay? Period, point blank. As it relates to these child killers and those who are involved in this, and I feel like they do this for a multitude of different reasons, okay? One of which being sacrificial rituals, okay? Sacrifices being made to their gods, these demonic entities and deities that they worship and serve, okay? Some of these killings are happening for the cannibals, those of them who are into cannibalism, okay? Some of them are, these killings are also happening due to perversion. These children are being abused physically and sexually unto death. Okay, it's done for multiple different reasons, guys, okay? But Spirit is saying these folks ain't right, okay? There are obviously some sick, twisted, evil, wicked, demonic individuals who are involved in this collective, the satanic powers that be. I feel like it's running, ruling, and controlling, funding the operations of these things that's going on, guys, okay? But y'all probably going to be quite surprised by the time we get down here, okay? Pertaining to these children that this is being done to, guys, okay? It's not just the satanic powers that be, okay, and these corrupt people in these professional positions who are involved in this, okay? There's like a whole connection of individuals, okay? How these people are gaining access to these children, many of you will likely be surprised by, guys, okay? But as it relates to the operation of this organized crime that is going on, there's some major deals and some money moves that's made, okay? I feel like a lot of money is made off of these operations, guys, okay? It depends on, you know, there's a lot of people who are involved, okay? I feel like these people are made up of doers and watchers, okay? And there's a lot of money that is going back and forth, okay? Definitely a lot of money laundering and different things like that that is definitely going on as it relates to these major deals and money moves, guys, okay? With corrupt people in professional positions, I feel like these are persons who are wealthy, elite individuals. They're all on various different levels, guys, okay? So these people could be, these corrupt people in professional positions, this could be any type of professional position, okay? These could be persons in power, authority, leadership, rulership. These could be bosses and rulers and different things, guys, okay? some of their positions as far as their specific title of their job, occupation, or career, um, can this can tie into many different people, okay, from doctors to politicians to scientists, and you know what I'm saying, and beyond, okay, guys. But there's a lot of corrupt people who are in or have professional positions who are involved in this, and spirit is seeing them folks ain't right, guys, okay. All of which are under some type of blood contract. They're in some type of blood contract, which likely means that they're a part of some type of cult, covenant, or secret society, guys, okay. These blood contracts are something that they have been forced to commit to. This is something that they have signed, the dotted line, in these contractual agreements, collective, okay. Many of them, for certain levels that they're on, the certain amount of wealth that they gain or obtain or what have you, they have to come off these sacrifices. They have to do certain ritualistic practices and different things, okay. There's definitely a lot of betrayal here, guys, okay, as it relates to what's going on here, okay. And you definitely have some big spenders as well, okay. So this ties into, I feel like these big spenders, these are people who are like, we're talking about millionaires, billionaires, and beyond, okay. These big spenders here, guys, okay. As it relates to the dark web, I feel like there's some type of secret channel, secret network of these individuals, okay. I feel like a lot of these particular rituals, particular different things that's going on, I feel like it's being recorded, guys, okay? And it's being, whoever holds the access to all of these different films, I'm not really sure of, but it's like put in some type of database, okay? And a lot of it is even uploaded to the dark webs and different things like that, okay. There's some form of exploitation of these missing children that is going on this dark web as well, guys, okay. We also have snuff films here, okay. So these snuff films, okay, as well as exploitation of these missing children, can be found on this dark web, spirit is saying, guys, okay. Now a snuff film is basically where somebody is murdered, essentially murdered on camera, okay. But there's a lot of other things that may take place leading up to them being murdered. It's not necessarily matter of fact, somebody walk in a room and with a gun and boom, they shoot somebody and it's over, you know what I'm saying. Like a lot of these snuff films is a person being tortured, being assaulted, being raped, being ripped to shreds, like torn apart, like really gruesome, awful things, okay, that these snuff film and these snuff films are being created, okay. But basically the onset of a snuff film is basically somebody who has been tortured and murdered on camera, guys, spirit is saying, okay. This is a form of illegal organized crime, guys, okay. As I said, this is run, ruled, controlled, and funded by wealthy elite individuals. And sadly, there are a lot of people in power, even on a lower level, who are involved in this, who are wrapped up into this, okay? Whether it be for blackmail purposes or, because of their own liking or doing so by way of their own free will. Um, this illegal organized crime has definitely been going on for quite some time, guys, okay. And then we have missing children here. A lot of these children who are disposable, I'm going to say, are missing children, are children that have gone missing, okay. I've told you all before, in this day and time, like in the 80s, I think it was around the 80s, I think it was anywhere between the 60s and the 80s, there was about 1 million children that was going, definitely in the 80s, there was like 1 million children that was going missing a year. That's just the United States numbers alone, okay? At this point, it's anywhere from about 800,000 to 1 million children that goes missing. That's just the children, guys, okay? The ones that would classify as children. That doesn't include the teenagers. That doesn't include the young adults. That doesn't include the senior citizens and other, full grown adults that go missing, guys, okay? I'm talking about children alone, okay? school age children alone. Okay, there's several of them that go missing and they're never seen or heard from ever again. Okay. um I know a lot of times there's these little missions and these little operations and spectacles that they like to put on, in their little operations, their little task force where they act like they're going to, got some type of big task force and they're cracking down and they're doing this, and then they come out with like, that, one, two, three, four, five little individuals, and they're like, oh, we saved these people or what have you, and then it's like, one or two small time fucking pimps. I'm sorry, but those operations are complete bullshit. I'm not saying that those persons wasn't victims and didn't need help or support or what have you, but those missions are complete bullshit. They're a complete front. They're staged fucking events, okay? And I'm sorry, ain't no local juggler, po pimp hustler as individual running no $1 billion operations. Y'all need to understand that when it comes to the underground sex trade, okay, that shit is making more money than drugs at this point. Okay, it's like neck and neck. Okay, but both the drug trafficking as well as human sex trafficking, they're $1 billion operations, guys. Okay. Who the fuck do you think is making millions of billions of dollars off those operations? Okay, or that organized crime. It ain't some po hustling ass pimp around the damn way on no low level, okay? Some sorry ass a fool that think he pimping that's got a couple holes on the stroll. You understand what I'm saying? He may have grabbed a couple runaways and convinced a couple runaways that they pimp with a boyfriend as type shit, or got a couple chicks, pent up at a fucking hotel, some cheap motel, not even a hotel, some cheap rundown motel, paid by the hour as type of place. No, okay? And anytime they have those operations, that's the type of operations it is. Okay? And now, like I said, it's not to say that those victims didn't need help or need saving or anything. Okay? Many of them are runaways, okay? That they act like they end up saving. Many of them are runaways. Many of them are young people who basically were already on the streets in some type of way. Y'all need to understand that I grew up in and out the system, guys, okay? And let me tell you something about your system that act like they're such child advocates and shit like that or what have you. When you grow up in the system, what y'all don't know is whether you got friends or family or loved ones the fuck or not, you age out the system. Not at 18 when they claim that you grown, but at 6 fucking teen, okay? At 16 years old, they will cut your ass loose, whether you got friends or not. Now, they do have programs in place, like when I was in the system, they had the ranch, and they had like it was different places that was like they kind of set up like independent living programs. Okay, so about the last year that you're in the system, so if you're in state's custody when you're like when you're like 13, 14, like when you're like 14, 15 years old, okay, somewhere between 14 and 15 years old, if you're in the system, you would likely be sent to some type of independent living home. Okay, and it basically teach you the you like living in a home structure, like it's almost set up kind of like dorms, like you living there with other people, but you're basically providing for yourself. You're cooking for yourself. You're cleaning up after yourself. You basically learn the fundamentals of life: how to cook, how to clean, how to wash, and things like that. They help you to fill out, applications for housing, food stamps, all kind of the government assistance type of stuff or whatever. Okay, all that type of stuff. Okay. Only a very few people, a small percentage of people, like really and truly, to get in one of those programs while you were in the systems, you would have had to be on best behavior. They're about the only ones that they will take, that they will accept in those programs, because when you put in the independent living programs, you basically have to be able, like you do have like, kind of like guardians like that, like kind of see to oh, y'all all right, you got everything you need type of thing. But it's really type of a program to teach you how to be on your own, how to take care of yourself type of thing, or what have you. And you have to have been shown that you are responsible to some degree, and that's only made available to those of them who have been on their best behavior. While you're in the system, you made good grades, you wasn't a problem, you didn't, act out a whole lot, you didn't have real significant underlying like mental issues and things like that, or what have you. The only ones that they take in those programs, okay? And I'm telling you, that's probably less than 10%, okay? The rest of them, a lot of kids in the systems end up having major fucking issues. Y'all would be surprised as to how many kids are abused in the fucking system, just as they were out the fucking system before they was taken from whatever situations that they were taken from. You understand what I'm saying? Um, so, but like I said, okay, the government do this whole thing where they act like, oh, you're not technically legally grown until you're 18, but bullshit, because the system, okay, Department of Human Services, you age out of the system when you are 16 years old. That's why when you are 16, 17, 18 years old and they run away, they literally put forth little to no effort into finding those individuals, because they are runaways on their own, okay? And they're at the age where, first of all, the age of fucking consent for sex is 16, okay? In most places. So, you know what I'm saying? If you got a runaway at 16, 17, 18 years old, you know what I'm saying? They're in there, the way the system look at it, they're not going to use like government resources to put a whole lot of, it's not to say that they don't, you know, make the report or make documentation of, but they're not putting a whole big huge manpower to go out and find those 16, 17, 18 years old that's probably sucking and fucking and doing what they want to on their own any goddamn way. You understand what I'm saying? Because 9 times out of 10, if they took off on their own, they know exactly what the fuck they're doing, okay? Whether they end up, call themselves being fast, hot in the ass, whether they got themselves caught up with the wrong people, the wrong crowd, the fuck or not, okay? Because really, at that point in time, like, you even age out of, around that time, you even age out not only the system, but even the juvenile system, okay? This is the reason why 16, 17, 18-year-olds that you see that commit like adult level fucking crimes, they get the fuck charged as adults. You understand what I'm saying? Ain't nobody fucking holding their hand, kittying them. They ain't fucking going to juvenile about no shit. You know what I'm saying? 16-year-olds or not, you can call them a child if you want to, but they sucking and fucking on their own goddamn own. And if they fucking bust you upside your head and rob your ass, armed robbery and shit, you ain't gonna look at their ass as a goddamn kid. And once they go to court before a goddamn judge, their ass is gonna be charged as a fucking adult. You can believe the fuck that, okay? And they ain't going to no goddamn juvenile, bitch, okay? Or no shit like that. They might get put in the other little place, little, junior level kitty prison ass type of place before they sent them on up there with the big boys ass shit or what have you. But you know what I'm saying? Like y'all need to understand just how deep this shit is, okay? I grew up in and out of the system. I know. Okay? I've been in a lot of places. I've seen a lot of fucking things. I fucking know, guys, okay? And the reason why I'm saying this is because this is a different set of missing children. Yes, some of these individuals, there are a lot of people, like, especially in bigger states, it is fucking sad, okay? But you can tell how your systems that act like they're such child advocates don't fucking give a damn, because in your bigger states, okay, like your fucking New Yorks and your Californias and Florida and like places like that, they have really fucking young, I'm talking about really fucking young homeless kids on the fucking street, just running around doing the fuck whatever, out there on their own, no guardian at all in sight, okay? Now in smaller states, you don't see them that young on the street. Somebody gonna surely stop. Somebody that's in authority or work for the city gonna surely stop and scoop their ass right the fuck on up. Where y'all supposed to be at? You know what I'm saying? Who the fuck is your parent? You know, or what have you, whatever. But in bigger fucking states, I don't know. It's just because it's just too many people, or they don't have really the resources like that. It's like a lot of young ass people on the fucking street. Okay, so in saying that, there are quite a few individuals who are swept up off the street. But like many, and to be honest with you all, and even though many of them do end up getting caught up in different things like that, those are them who are on the streets. If they're out there making themselves known, making themselves obvious that they're out there by themselves on the street, they might get intertwined with some drug dealers, they might get intertwined with some gang members, okay? But for the most part, they get left on the fucking street, and they just learn how to live that fucking street life to fucking survive. Okay, they may run into a pimp or some shit like that, but they pretty much get left on the fucking street for whatever type of fucking thing or what have you. There, and y'all should know this. Y'all know how many damn programs and shit that they got out there. Look at that damn the one channel Soft White Underbelly. He interviews all kinds of people all the time. Do you know how many young fucking people he's interviewed who's been homeless and on the street since they were fucking kids? Who are drug addicts and prostitutes and shit now, and they're still on the fucking street. You don't see nobody kidnapping and abducting them. Now, they do end up going through some shit, and many of them you might see beat up and different shit. Like, it's not to say they don't go through anything on the street, but they ain't going no fucking where. They readily available, so nobody needs to take them, because they're already in that street life and already actively doing whatever out on the street like that. I'm saying what I'm saying because these missing children here, what you're not going to believe is these are missing children who has been sold out by their own parents, their own guardians, okay? Whether they get them out the system, the ones who don't have parents or guardians in their wards of the state, or rather ones who actually, whose parents or guardian parents, grandparents, or whoever their guardians are sellouts, are in coast covers and secret societies, and they literally pimp out their kids to these satanic powers that be, and you know, they put on a whole spectacle. So like when they go missing and different things like that, they really act like they're distraught and they're looking for them and they can't believe that they're gone. But as soon as you hear it, it's just as quick as you don't hear it about it no more. They get slid a check behind the goddamn scenes and nothing else gets said about it. And they go on living their life like it don't even matter that their child and came up missing, or their grandchild and came up the fuck missing. That's because they asked to sell out. They're in these blood contracts, and they offered those kids up as sacrifices. Okay, this is how these people, many of these people, are getting their hands on these kids now. And y'all need to understand that there's different type of you got those as abused in different ways. Okay, there's like different classifications of those who are abused. Okay, these abusers, they treat the ones on the street that's already on the street a different way than they treat the ones that has been pimped out and sold out to them, that has been trafficked and abducted. And then they got the ones that they got the ones that I call like your presidential model types. Okay, not to say that they're actually made for, you know, made available to the president, but they're called presidential models because these are the ones that they pamper and spoil. They are abused too, but they're not abused to the point of destroying them or killing them, if you understand what I mean. They're pampered, they're spoiled, they're dolled up in nice attire, they're taken to nice little mansion parties and islands and different things like that, and they're treated like adults, but they're way younger and different things. But they do get molested, and they do get abused, and they get offered drugs and alcohol and all this other kind of stuff, and they're doing, you know, sexual things or whatever with people way older than them and different things like that or what have you. But they're pampered and spoiled in a way. I mean, a lot of people use a lot of terms who don't know what it means. A lot of people use the term spoil to make it seem like, you know, somebody who gets what they want all the time, and oh, you spoiled. Spoiled back in the day meant that you had been tampered with sexually. Okay, is what spoiled mean. Okay. That you was no longer pure. You had already been had sexually if you were spoiled. Okay? They use the term differently in this day and time, or what have you. But you have your different classification of victims, and even those who are the ones that's pampered and spoiled on a higher level, and they dolled all up and they treated like, little princesses and different things like that, they too are pimped out by their parents. Okay, many of them have middle class to upper class parents. Many of them parents have ties either to the government or to the entertainment industry in some type of way, and these people make their kids readily available to these wealthy elites, and this is how they get access to these people. This is how they get on these private flights and flown here and flown there for a period of time for these parties, and then they go back home and shit. Their parents are allowing this, and their parents either get some type of higher position, title, or role, higher ranking in their cult coven secret society, or some type of compensation of some kind, guys. Okay. The same thing is done with child stars. Okay? Most of y'all love these little kid stars. Y'all put the, all these your little favorite little kid stars that you put into, in front of your kid's face, that your kids love and grow up watching and different things like that. Those child stars was essentially pimped out to the industry by their parents and guardians. They received a check, and they allowed handlers within the industry to take care of their kids while they're whatever they're into, acting, dancing, singing, whatever they're into. They're essentially pimped out to those people. Okay. And that's why many of them end up, at some point in time in their life, they end up going through breakdowns and different things like that. Mind control breakdowns and different things like that. And they be quick to try to call them crazy and different shit like that. Them people don't be more crazy than a man on the moon. The shit that was done to them is what the fuck's crazy. Okay? And their body and their mind is just trying to deal with it. Just trying to cope with it. Okay? But people from the outside looking in, you think your favorite little celebrity such and such just done lost their mind one fucking day or some shit. This shit is done on different fucking levels. Okay? But specifically here, these missing children, these children that are missing, I'm talking about the ones that go missing, who are never to be seen or heard from ever again. Many of their parents have sold them out to whomever and turned a blind eye and allowed them and went along with them being taken, kidnapped, abducted, sold into sex slavery, and used to fuck for whatever. Okay? And that's the reason why they're never seen or heard from again. Okay? Y'all can't sit here, especially as many of y'all claim to be awakened and different things like that. Look at your government. Look to the wealthy elite. These people brag all the fucking time. They got smart devices of every kind that you could possibly fucking think of. They always tell me they got smart this and smart that, and you got artificial intelligence, and you got facial recognition, and you got all this fucking technology, okay? They're building all kind of robots and all kind of systems and all kind of spyware. Them motherfuckers can watch you right now in the privacy of your own fucking home. But what you can't do is tell me where these missing children is at. It's not that they can't. They know exactly where they at. They know exactly what happened to them. Them folks ain't dumb. Them people in them positions, I'm not telling you they stupid, they dumb. No, them people that they have high ranking in them position, they very well smart. They have degrees and some more damn shit. They done studied this shit. I'm not telling you they dumb at all. They know exactly where they at. They also know why they were taken in the first fucking place and who they were taken for. Those are the ones that you never see or hear from ever again. It ain't a suspect. It ain't a clue. It ain't a link. It ain't a nothing to locate them nowhere. You don't even find their bodies or remains any damn way. Because you would think after some time, you're like, okay, some sick predator then grabbed up these babies or something, okay? But you would think you would find their body at some point in time. You would find their remains at some point in time. Nope. You don't even find that. Okay? So ask yourself, if there's at the very least 800,000 children alone that goes missing every year, every 365 days, you've got 800,000 to 1 million children that goes missing. Where are they all being the fucked housed at? Why nobody with any common sense ever asked that? Every time you turn around, you see a missing child poster, this, that, and the other. And these is people that just go missing, vanish into thin air, and out of everywhere. Ain't nobody everybody act like they ain't seen nothing, they ain't heard nothing, they don't know nothing, or anything like that. Where are they being housed? A lot of y'all think that as above, so below shit, that as above, y'all think is in the sky, in space, up in heavens, above somewhere. No, the surface of the earth that you are on right now is the above. The below is the world that's beneath your feet, that is under fucking ground. Okay? That as above, so below. That means that every fucking thing that is going on in the world that you can see and you know of today is everything that's going on below your fucking feet. Right up under the ground in which you stand on. You right now. Okay? No bullshit. Tunnel systems is the half of it. Some of these things is so goddamn massive, whole damn train system, trolley systems can run through them. Some of them is so wide, it can literally be driven through with certain vehicles is down there. Stores up here, stores down there. Bunkers down there. All different kind of, every fucking where. Everything that is above, meaning on the surface of this earth. How you can go to your house, how you can go to the store, how you can go over here, over there, everywhere, is beneath your feet as well. That's how you make people vanish into thin air and never be seen or heard from ever again, and don't have any account to their body or their remains anywhere. And once you gone and dead down there, you already gone and dead up here. So it will be nothing to dispose of your body. The rest of your remains, the ocean is huge. You become shark food. And nobody wouldn't be the wiser. That's what's going on here, guys. To clarify child killers, we got reckless group activity. So there's a lot of reckless individuals who are into a lot of nefarious group activities, okay? These are child killers, okay? So many times I've told you all this before, like that, what was that movie? What was that damn movie? Came out long, Hostel. Okay, remember they was part of like this, like I think it was like a dog pound thing. They all had the hound dog tattoo on them. This is how they were able, the members were able to identify themselves. Okay, remember you had doers and you had seers. You had certain ones of those elites who were paying to be able to torture these captive victims or what have you, and they would have their picks and chooses of them. And then you had the fancy elite fucking people that was too bougie, you know, to get their fucking hands dirty, but they like to watch. They get the rocks off by watching, okay? And they would sit out in the audience, and this person would come up with the victim or whatever, and they'd be sitting in a room with all different type of torture devices and shit, and they would get to vote and choose which one that they use to torture them with. Okay, and remember, every one of the doers, the ones that wanted to be up close in action, actually doing the killing, they were all into something different. Remember the one guy, he was into cannibalism. So the victim he chose, he literally wanted to cannibalize this victim. He like literally sliced this person open, take organs out, and was, you know, having him a gourmet fucking meal off them. You remember the chick that was laying in the bathtub and her victim was dangling from the fucking sky, and that bitch took that fucking sword and sliced that goddamn victim wide open, and that bitch was taking a blood bath. She was laying in the fucking tub, and the victim's blood fell all over her body, and she's all you know, got off with this victim's blood streaming all over their body. Remember the other guy, he was like into like actual torture, like he had all different type of like weapons and devices, knives and shit that electrocute you with, stab you with, poke you and prick you with, and all this other kind of shit. And these people, they sit back and watch. Okay? This is the type of shit that is going on here with these child killers. With these child killers here, it's a lot of reckless individuals who are involved in this, okay? And they're all doing it for different purposes, like I told you, okay? To clarify, them folks ain't right. We got they're dangerous, okay? Nobody needs to trust them. Period, point blank, okay? You need to understand that I'm not talking about no local joker ass individuals. I'm talking about some high ranked, high profile, wealthy, elite individuals who think that they're untouchable. They can do whatever they want because they got all this money that they got, and they got all this protection, and they got these secret little hidden bunkers, and they little secured mansions and castles and different shit. Yeah. Spirit say them folks ain't right. They're dangerous. Okay? To clarify the satanic powers that be, we got the wickedness in high places, beast system 666. To clarify major deals and money moves, we got satanic sellouts here. Like I said, these people are part of the occult. They're in these satanic secret societies, and thus these people are satanic sellouts. These satanic sellouts, they be making some major deals and some money moves with these operations, guys, okay? And I'm not telling you that this is a United States problem solely alone. Like, this is some fucked up, awful thing that is only happening in the United States of America. No, baby. This is worldwide. That's another reason why there's a certain amount of victims that some of the victims go missing and they're never seen or heard from again because they're taken out of the fucking country. Of course you're not going to see them or hear from again if they're shipped somewhere. You know what I'm saying? They swap victims. Like, this is going on worldwide, and they swap victims, okay? So you may have the victims that's been kidnapped and abducted in the United States. Some of them might get sent to Russia, some of them might get sent to China, some of them might get sent to Dubai or some shit like that, or what have you, and vice versa. United States might get some victims from China, might get some victims from Germany, might get some victims from, Japan or something like that, or what have you. They swap victims. This is the auction process that goes on. Okay? And they do this because you can never track them. You can never trace them, which direction did they go. You know what I'm saying? Most people go missing. You are going to begin to look for them where the hell they're from, where they're at. You assume, oh my God, some sick fuck then kidnapped this child, here in the United States. They're still in the United States. We're looking around here for them. Good abductors, they abduct children oftentimes places that's close by highways. They snatch them up real quick. They hit the highway right away. They do not stop. They stay on the freeway until they get out of that city, all the way until they get out of that state, wherever they took that child from, to the next port of call of who they're given to next, and then they're taken to the next port, to the next port, to the next port. It's a network. That's how it goes. Until they get to wherever their destination is meant to be, depending on who bought them, who paid for them, who they're going to. You understand? Corrupt people in professional positions. We got both betrayal here, which we already got betrayal here. Okay, so these corrupt people in professional positions, these are individuals that has the credentials, has the certifications, the degrees. Okay, the positions, and been put in place where people are supposed to be able to naturally let their guards down with them. You're supposed to be able to trust your doctor. You're supposed to be able to trust the nurses. You're supposed to be able to trust your professor. You're supposed to be able to trust military officials. You're supposed to be able to trust the police. You're supposed to be able to trust the politicians. Certain people in certain positions, comes with certain level of authority that you're supposed to be able to trust them, that surely these people wouldn't be involved in anything nefarious. Not necessarily putting any of those people on blast, because these people could literally be any group of people. You understand what I'm saying? We also got here, they fucked up a long time ago. So whoever these professionals in, these corrupt individuals in professional positions, Spirit say they fucked up a long time ago. Okay? Spirit say they fucked up a long time ago. A lot of this shit is known in this day and time, but ain't shit being done about it. Now let your ass get caught with a half a pound on you, half an ounce on you. Okay, don't be on the fucking freeway and get pulled over by the state troopers or the marshals or some shit. Bitch, they gonna give you 40 years to damn near life. Okay? And say you was trafficking. You was drug trafficking. You understand what I'm saying? Meanwhile, this shit right here going on. Flying under the radar, under fucking detected, and these motherfuckers is making millions of billions of dollars off a $1 billion operation. You understand what I'm saying? Even when it comes to those who sell drugs, the po hustlers that you know, the drug dealers that you know who sell fucking drugs, I don't even make it my business to be in their business. You know what I'm saying? I'm not promoting anything. I'm not saying that it's an ideal way of fucking life, but I don't make it my business to be in their business and what they fucking do or what they got going on, just because the simple fact ain't nobody in the business of the wealthy, the fuck elites who's making billions of dollars off the drug operation. You ain't going to get them. You ain't busting them. You ain't locking them up for 40 fucking years for trafficking, and they making millions of dollars off the operation. You understand what I'm saying? Because so you bust a little po hustler. This person is a drug dealer or a drug user. Either way, they ain't got enough fucking weight on them like that to be like, you know, and even the few weight men that's around the way around here, you know, and they got several fucking pounds or ounces of something. And weapons to fuck too. Oh, they try to throw the fucking book at them, man. They try to throw the fucking book at them. But the ones who's making millions and billions of dollars off the operations, they don't touch them. They don't touch them. You know why? Because they're the very individuals who make it possible for them motherfuckers to have jobs in the first place. They're the very individuals that make sure their checks get signed. To make sure they got pensions in the first place, so they ain't going after them. That's why they should have never in. That's why when they act like they doing something, they cracking down, they doing their job. You ain't doing nothing but going after some low level criminals. You would be surprised as to how many non-violent criminals are locked the fuck up. I frankly feel like all non-violent criminals should be let the fuck out of prison and jails. The non-violent ones. Because it's stupid. What is jail or prison? Time out for fucking adults? You ain't really doing nothing. You ain't stopping nothing. And the taxpayers have to pay for that shit. If you're not doing anything to the people who is making millions and billions of dollars off the operation, why are you filling the jails and the prisons up full of people? Y'all need to understand, probably about 60% of jails and prisons are full of non-violent criminals. When I say non-violent criminals, that means that they didn't kill anybody with whatever crime that they was committing. They didn't kill anybody. They didn't maliciously take anybody's life. You know, no murders, nothing like that or what have you. They might have got busted for a crime, but it was non-violent. Okay? I'm not talking about your serial killers, your you know what I'm saying, notorious murderers, your rapists, and different things like that. Those are all violent criminals. I said non-violent. Non-violent. You know how many people locked up right now for solicitation when your government and your industry is literally a support a whole foundation? They whole operation is off of supporting hoes. They expect you to do some hoeing for you to make it. You wasting resources by busting people for fucking soliciting, whether they was caught prostituting or was caught trying to buy some. You understand what I'm saying? This is stupid. You know how many people been busted for possession? And they're just drug users. They ain't even drug traffickers. They're just drug users. You ain't doing shit about the motherfuckers that's shipping the goddamn drugs in from other countries on the goddamn ships and the fucking barges and different shit in the shipping containers and shit. What the fuck you look like? Locking up all these goddamn people on a possession fucking charge for them using some drugs that you done fucking put on the street and allowed to be on the street in the first motherfucking place. You know why it's fucking stupid? Do y'all honestly think that when the police bust these cats with drugs, do you think that shit obviously actually sit in fucking evidence lockers? First of all, half of them either take that shit for themselves or they circulate that shit and put it back on the fucking street to set somebody else up, to set up some regular everyday average Joe. You put it out here on purpose in their fucking face. You make it readily available to them. You sit back and watch them. And then when you get good and goddamn ready, you swoop in and you lock them the fuck up. For a problem that you fucking technically caused. Because guess what? Would nobody have access to no drugs, neither to do no drugs or sell no drugs, if you wasn't putting them out here on the streets? And if you would do something about the millionaires and the billionaires who's making the fucking most money off of the operations in the first fucking place, we wouldn't have no drug epidemics. Nobody with common sense think about that. There's a lot of non-violent criminals who are locked up for no reason at all. Okay, guys. So, but yeah. So anyway, sorry about the interruption. Y'all not gonna be able to tell the difference, but that's my daughter. I had some company for a minute. But anyway, guys, okay? So yeah. That's what's going on. Where do we leave off? Okay. So to clarify that blood contract they signed, we got inside job here. Okay. So there's some type of inside job that is going on with these people. Like I said, they belong to some type of cult coven or secret society of some kind, guys. Okay. They're all involved in this inside job of this illegal organized crime that is going on, or what have you. To clarify betrayal, we got satanic ritual abuse. I feel like this betrayal has to do with the satanic ritual abuse of these victims, Spirit is saying. To clarify big spenders, we got demonic possession. Spirit is saying these big spenders is under demonic possession, honey. Okay, they're literally being. I can't even call it nothing else but that. Okay, they're literally possessed by freaking demons. Okay, they're in their south node, their shadow side, their dark side, guys. Okay. To clarify dark web, we got what's done in the dark here. Okay. So something, I feel like with this, what's done in the dark, this has to do with what, you know, these shady dealings and operations that they got going on and what they're putting on the dark web behind the scenes in the shadows. With this, what's done in the dark, okay? These people do a lot of this sinister stuff that they're a part of and doing in guise of darkness, okay? To clarify snuff film, we got hate crime here. So, because this is a hate sex crime that's being committed by these victims. Illegal organized crime, Spirit is calling it cruel. Okay? And here's the thing. Missing children, family disloyalty, and betrayal. Okay? Y'all would be surprised as to how many people's family has betrayed them and been disloyal to these children and allowed them, turned a blind eye, and allowed these children to be abused. Pimp these children out, allow them to be kidnapped, you know, I'm telling you. You see it all the freaking time. Just like, there was a situation that came up not too long ago. I forget the lady's name or what have you. Her daughter, little girl, just came up missing. Nobody has seen this child since they was like, you know, at some type of get together during Christmas time or what have you. That child, she and then the mother was like into, you know, she was kind of hood, like she was into prostitution and different things like that or what have you. So I ended up doing a reading about it just to look into it. She pimped that child out. She pimped that child out. That's the reason why that child wasn't seen and heard from ever the fuck again. And that's the reason why when the police finally did decide to arrest her, if you look at her mugshot, she's like folding her lips, like you know how a person like fold their lips in, like their lips is shut, is sealed, is closed. That mean that was the subliminal. When they took that picture, she wasn't gonna say nothing. She refused to even tell the police what, what possible happened. She stuck to her story. Is she just woke up one day and the child wasn't there, and the door was open. And this was like a little old girl. I think I don't know. I think the girl may have been like around 5, 4, 5, something like that. Yeah, the child was pimped out. I know exactly what happened to that child. That child was pimped out. That child was sold. The mother was unfit to take care of the child anyway. The child was sold. When situations happen like that, okay, and it's shady dealings and seems like shady moving around and dealings, and you know what I'm saying. Even with the authorities and stuff, y'all, they knew what happened to their child when the I don't know who the chief, what the sheriff chief, whoever the fuck he was, when they did the little press conference thing. That man was trying every bit of him not to. I could tell in his face, like he kept it together and everything, but that man looked like he wanted to fucking cry. Because he ended up going into this spiel. He was like, basically telling people how it was all top priority for them, and all of them there had children. You could tell he wanted to well up and cry then. See, some of these people who works for the government, like on a lower level, like when it comes to the police and authorities or what have you, certain ones of them, that they're higher up in ranking, they know exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? Some of them down with the get down. Those of them who are part of these secret societies and different things like that, they know what it is and they know why certain things be going on. I'm trying to tell you, these people are not stupid. I'm not telling you these people are stupid and they dumb and they incompetent or something like that. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. They know what be going on. I'm not even telling you that everybody who is a police officer or a detective or an agent is involved in this type of shit. But what I am telling you, the shit that they matter of fact, I know they know. Even those of them who are not involved in the shit, some of them know exactly what is happening and why certain things is fucking happening. And they don't be able to do anything about it because it's beyond their pay grade. The shit was done for individuals who are higher up than them. And it don't be shit on their level that they can do anything about it. And if they tried, they would end up getting set up. They would end up getting targeted. They would end up losing their jobs, their pensions, and every fucking thing. They would end up them and their family would end up going through shit. So a lot of them, they do their job on the level that they can do their job on. But when some shit gets to the point where it's out of their pay grade, or it's like certain shit is being done or going on because people higher up, more wealthy than them, more powerful than them, and different things like that or what have you, y'all don't understand. Sometimes when the feds call, get involved, take over, and smooth take over a case. Sometimes a mayor call. And the smooth tell them to turn a blind eye, don't do this, don't do that, or do this, do that, and they do. And then people on the lower level, that's just regular cops, street beat cops, or whatever, they don't be able to do shit. They can't do nothing with their job no more than what they are allowed to do with their fucking job. But when shit gets to the point where it's other people who are higher up than them, more wealthy, more powerful than them, it don't be shit they can do about it. It don't be shit they can really say about it, without jeopardizing their own self and their own fucking lives and families. So many of them play ball to the extent, not that they are involved, but play ball to the extent that it's out of their hands. It's really nothing they can do about it. So it's like turning a blind eye, and it's like, yeah, they know within this is fucked up. They know within it's some shady, dirty shit going on. You understand what I'm saying? But what can they do about it? You understand what I'm saying? Because if here you are a cop. Even if you are a detective. And you got The politicians in your state or some motherfuckers higher up that's involved in a particular crime that is going on, got ties to this or what you gonna do about it? What your badge, the credentials you have, gonna do about it? So they do their job on the level that they are able to do their job, and then when it's out of their hands, they leave it alone. Many of them are forced to leave it alone. Okay? They sergeants or whatever tell them to go on, move them on along to the next case or some shit. Or the case is taken from or some shit or whatever. Or funding is stripped from them or whatever, however it go. Sometimes it's how some of this shit go. Some of them is matter of factly involved. And like I said, the ones of them who is involved in some of this shit or whatever, they might be higher ranking. Higher in ranking and have ties. Some of those people who work for the police department that is higher ranking, they buddy cool with some of the senators and the governors and the mayors and different things. You know what I'm saying? They buddy cool with some of the other politicians within the state and different things like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And they know of certain crimes and different things that's going on, whether it's got to do with drugs, prostitution, sex trafficking, anything like that or what have you. They play their role. Okay? Every once in a while, you see internal affairs get involved in some shit. Internal affairs' basic job is to basically investigate those who work for the government and is committing crimes. Okay? But it's even some of them that's higher up that might be corrupt and hush shit up. You understand what I'm saying? Some operations, some things that's going down. Even situations that get to the feds or something like that. Some situations that's going down that's happening and different things like that is got ties to the government and shit. It might be above even the feds. And they just shut it, whatever down. Don't let the CIA and some other fucking government alphabet fucking organizations involved. Okay? That's what's going on here, though, y'all. That's what's going on here. Okay? I know this is a very sad message. It's a very deep message. A lot of this is probably, not going to resonate with you all or what have you, but it's worth hearing, it's worth knowing or what have you. I really feel but some of this stuff, as far as this type of stuff going on, a lot of people know. But I feel like a lot of people are not aware of the depth of it. Who's really behind it. Okay? Because nobody questions that. I said that before. You know how they had that whole Epstein thing going on. It don't matter if it's an Epstein or Weinstein or a goddamn Wiener or any one of them that they done tried to call out on this or that or what have you. And people can talk about that shit till they black and blue in the face, and you can say them people's name over and over and over again on the story. Oh, they was involved in this, they did this, they did that. What they don't tell you, what nobody ever fucking asks, okay? Because even when it comes to some of the victims who are speaking out, you know what I'm saying? Isn't it interesting? A lot of them, they're a lot of the those of them who claim to be abuse victims don't want to be known. You know why that is? Because the world is nosy. If they're known like that, not only would they get looked into, but where they come from would get looked into. Who are their parents? Because what you're not going to do is convince me that some wealthy elites or some politicians or whomever, you got on their private planes and you went to their mansions and you went over to their private islands and some more shit without explaining to me how the fuck you got there. Who gave you the permission to go? Who gave you a ride? Because as young as you were at the fucking time, you wasn't driving yourself. You didn't take yourself there. You didn't call these people up and say, hey, how you doing? Let's hang out and chill. and they took advantage of you. That means somebody gave you permission to fucking be there. Somebody pimped you out. And the one thing that y'all are not fucking questioning, you can point the finger at these politicians and these wealthy elites and any and everybody else that you want to point to or whatever. That's after the fucking fact. You understand? Nobody's looking at home base. Everybody goes straight to first, second, third base, and all this other kind of shit. That's what all the other people that they come into contact with, who done violate them, supposed to did this, that, and the other them, and supposed to. And I'm not discrediting anybody or blaming the victim or anything, but what nobody is doing is looking at home fucking base. For you to be that young and traffic somewhere else, taking on somebody's yacht or on somebody's plane, taking over to somebody's island, and you live to tell about it. Somebody gave you the fuck permission to be there. That means you was pimped out by somebody. And that would be your parents or guardians. Why aren't they being held the fuck responsible? But you don't see none of them calling out their parents or guardians, do you? For allowing this to go on. I'm sorry. It ain't a fucking 13, 14-year-old, 15-year-old, right now. They can call up and politician or and celebrity and like, hey, come pick me up. I want to come over your house. I want to ride on your plane. I want to get on your yacht. Not none of them. How would they meet them? How would they have a connection? How would they know their phone numbers? Where would they have been to even come into contact with them people? Y'all need to start using using mind. That's just like my daughter right now. For anybody to have access to her, for her to go somewhere, I got to allow her to go. That means that motherfucker got to go through me before the fuck they can get to her. You understand what I'm saying? That means I would have had to have given her permission and approval to go with politicians such and such, celebrities such and such, or whoever. Okay? And then been there to pick her up at whatever fucking location for her to come back the fuck home, considering the fact we're talking about. But see, these are the spoiled, pampered, pillow princess, presidential model types that I was telling you about. I'm not saying they weren't victimized. They're just victimized in a different way. They're not victimized to the point of destruction or to ending them. You understand what I'm saying? They're handled differently. They're handled very delicately. It doesn't mean that they aren't abused. Okay? This is a delicate way of handling them in their form of abuse, though. Especially considering the fact that they have lived to tell about it. Okay? And y'all need to understand that when it comes to these people, them people got enough wealth and enough power for your ass not to know nothing. So when you do happen to find out about something, hear about something, it's because the powers that be have allowed it to. That means that this is a whole staged event. This is a whole there's some type of propaganda agenda behind what you hearing and what you seeing. And every one of the people, including the supposed victims, they done been paid and allowed to say what the fuck they are saying. To do what the fuck they are doing. You understand? That's how that shit go. Clarify these child killers, we got the devil here. These people train to the devil and they reckless group activity. Okay? They devil worshippers. Spirits say they train to the devil. Very toxic, evil, wicked, sinister, dark, demonic individuals. Okay? They're also very greedy and materialistic, narcissistic individuals. They're full of lust, temptations, and desires. Okay? They're all about sex and sexualities and possessiveness and control and manipulations and obsessions and addictions and addictive patterns of behavior. That's that devil energy, yeah? That's that devil energy. Okay? Spirit clarify, them folks ain't right. The magician. These are divination abusers, witches and warlocks, sorcerers and sorcerers, dark priests and priestesses. They abuse divination by way of manipulation in an effort to manifest what they want. They do a whole lot of hocus pocus ass shit in that devil energy that they in, collective, okay? But they manipulate a lot of people, places, and things in an effort to get what they want. Okay? Satanic powers that be. Satanic powers that be with the wickedness in high places. Satanic powers that be with the wickedness in high places. So I'm seeing the star here. The star wanted to come out, collective. These could be persons who are very popular, elites, well known, with some type of star status, popular status, like, you know. But I'm also seeing the moon that wants to come out here as well. Okay, I'm put the moon here. The moon can kind of go hand and go with this satanic powers that be, because they do a lot of things in secret, obviously, in the shadows, behind the scenes, behind closed doors, behind people's backs. Okay, there's a whole lot of criminal activity, a whole lot of shady people and dirty dealings and different things like that. Okay, these people be making some major deals and some money moves behind the scenes, collective. Okay, these satanic sellouts. Okay, and they do so in secret. Okay. But I feel like a lot of things that these people are trying to keep secret, hidden, or covered up has come to the light in this day and time, collective, with this moon card being here. You know, this is when I think about stuff like this, it really kind of pisses me off, okay? Because just think about the targeted individual community. People who are being targeted, gang stalked, harassed, illegally invaded and violated, sabotaged, having their lives ruined and shit. You all up in between our business when everything about you top secret and classified, yet this is the type of shit that y'all are involved in. The audacity. Y'all shouldn't have the nerve, let alone the audacity, to be fucking with no goddamn body. With the shit that y'all involved in, y'all do. But see, these are the type of people that think they untouchable. These are the type of people that think they gods and shit. Okay? They soulless, they heartless, so they don't give a damn. They don't care about anything. They don't care about anybody else. Okay? They do what they want to do. Okay? They do without wilt. Because that shall be the whole of the law when it comes to them. But you dare not do without wilt. No, they expect you to do what they say, not what they do. See, that's how they operate. Okay? That's what's going on here, y'all. Ace of Swords. Spirit say, what I'm telling you is the truth. It's clarity. Okay? I never make it up for a click or a view. You can believe that. I ain't getting paid nothing. I'm not scripted in the least fucking bit. A bitch couldn't call me and tell me to pay me nothing to say a scripted sentence, phrase, topic, or any damn thing. Nothing at all. Okay? I'm led by spirit. It just so happened to be the message the spirit wanted to come out the fuck today. Some of this shit irritates me. It gets on my nerves. Okay? But I'm led by spirit. I'm relaying y'all the message the spirit told me to relay to y'all on today. Okay? I ain't even got no malicious intent behind what I'm saying. Okay? I feel like it's the right way and the wrong way to do anything. And I exercise my right to freedom of speech to even be talking about this stuff in the first place. Okay? But if you notice, I'm not fucking ignorant and dumb. And nothing I do. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. Just the surface of the subject. The conversation being had. Okay? So it's no need to slander anybody by name. I don't have to say nobody's name. Okay? That's not my job. It's not up for me to do. Okay? Just a subject, just a topic in general, just a conversation should rattle feathers. Okay? Corrupt people in professional positions, spirit. Corrupt people in professional positions with betrayal, and they fucked up a long time ago. Okay? Yeah. These corrupt people in professional positions, collective, these could be dark priests or dark priestess. Okay? Yeah. Both of these want to come out. Okay? Like I said, these could be Dark priest or priestess collective, they're indulged in this betrayal. The Ten of Swords is ultimate betrayal, disloyalty, sabotage, ruin, fatal endings, okay? Dead ends, failures, breakdowns, okay? It's a hate crime. It's cruel, it's unusual, it's brutal, collective. It's a backstabbing type of energies, collective, okay? Yeah. And these people are involved. To clarify, what is this? That blood contract they signed with inside job, we got judgment here, okay? I feel like that's the judgment that is made by whomever, okay, who to enforce these people to sign these contracts and different things or what have you. It basically binds them. When these people sign these blood contracts to be involved in a certain shit that they are involved in, it just binds them to it. It forces them to stay committed to this operation. Okay, this is the reason why they always have blackmail tapes and different shit on these fucking people. That's the reason why they record every fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? So one of them go out here and kill the kid and shit. And we talking about, you started off with child killers. So everybody here have indulged with killing a child. Abducting one, trafficking one, raping one, whatever. It's on camera. And they get them in these blood contracts. And give them in compromising positions, and they blackmail them. You understand what I'm saying? So if they ever decide to get out of line, they don't want that to come the fuck out. Okay? This is how you keep them in line. This is how you keep them in order. So to clarify, betrayal and satanic ritual abuse. Betrayal, satanic ritual abuse. Okay? Chariot here. This is trafficking. This is human trafficking. The chariot is about forward movement. It's about travel and transportations and trips and journeys and relocations and different things like that or what have you. This has to do with the actual human trafficking, sex trafficking of these victims who are being satanically, ritualistically abused, collective. Okay? That this betrayal is taking place in. Okay? To clarify, big spenders, collective, look, Ten of Pentacles. I told you, we talking about millionaires and billionaires here, okay? The Ten of Pentacles is wealth. This ain't no chump change. This ain't no couple $100. Couple $1,000. A local joke around the way, he ain't got nothing but whether he a facilitator or a participator. He ain't got nothing at the most. For the best that you can find, he ain't got nothing but a couple $100 to spare, if that, at the most. You understand? Ten of Pentacles, this is wealth, baby. This is wealth. Okay? We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions of dollars, if not more. Spirit, clarify the dark web with what's done in the dark. Dark web was done in the dark. Look, Ace of Pentacles, I'm telling you. A lot of money is being made off of the content that is being uploaded to the dark web. Spirit is saying. Okay? Whole lot of money is made. The Ace of Pentacles is about abundance. It's about new beginnings. Yeah, snuff films. Got the death card here with hate crime. Okay? These are people who are being tortured unto death. Spirit is saying. Spirit, clarify illegal organized crime. Illegal organized crime with cruel. Illegal organized crime with cruel. So you got the Three of Pentacles here. There's a lot of people who have collaborated together for the purposes of money as it relates to this illegal organized crime. Okay, this ties into those binding contracts, collective. Okay, this is a team of people, a group of people. We're not talking about 1, 2, 3 people involved in something. This is a team or a group of people who have collaborated together for the purposes of money with their involvement in this organized crime, collective. Okay? Yeah. Yeah. Missing children with family disloyalty and betrayal. Ten of Cups, families. Didn't I tell you these families are involved? The families are involved in a lot of these missing children. A lot of these children who have gone missing, collective. The families are involved. They have sold them out. They have pimped them out. Look at this. It's an investment. These families in... Shit. Where'd it go? Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles flipped out. Okay, the Seven of Pentacles lets you know. Ten of Cups came out first. They're in the Seven of Pentacles is about investments. Okay? They're investing. They pimp these children out. They sell these children out to the satanic powers that be, the wealthy elites, the government, whoever, however you want to look at it, okay? As an investment, collective, so that they can receive a harvest. Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is the money one makes from the work that they do, okay? They invest these children and they are paid some type of incentive, some type of compensations to families for these missing children, collective. Yeah. Four of Cups. Offers, propositions, and proposals, collective, for these children. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's what y'all don't know. And I feel like that's the reason why, that's the real reason why that this message came out today. Because Spirit wants y'all to know, a lot of y'all assume that when these babies go missing, it's just some random occurrence. It's some freak incident that's occurred. It's some local predator in the neighborhood that's snatched these babies up somewhere. If that was the case, they would have been found. Okay? Because petty crooks are always careless. They always reckless. They always end up doing something stupid. Something. They either seen somewhere, okay, or they talked to somebody, or they left somebody. It's always something stupid. They get a petty criminal caught. But these situations that go on, collective, even with these blood sacrifices that happen, when these motherfuckers ain't got a suspect, they ain't got a clue, they can't connect a dot, they act like they just don't know nothing. All this technology they got out here. Now, I done told you, these people not dumb. These people got the positions that they got the credentials that they got for a reason. Because they are the best to do that job. These people are not dumb. So when a situation goes on and these people act like they don't have a suspect or a clue, and the situation quickly becomes a cold case, it was designed to be that way on purpose. And I guarantee you, that situation links back to the powers that be in some type of damn way. And these families, they not fucking innocent. They are the fuck involved. I don't give a damn how they fake cry. Some of them bitches couldn't even fake cry if you sliced an onion in their face. They just as fake and phony and fraudulent as they want to be with they GoFundMe's and they balloon release and they visuals and different shit. They be hustling people. Because they know good damn hell well what's really going on, and that they were the ones that was involved with what happened to them goddamn babies. They are fucking sellouts, and they pimped out their own damn children and grandchildren and who the fuck ever, so they can get some type of motherfucking incentives. And that's just some of them who is sellouts on that level, just looking to get some money or whatever. It's a lot of people involved in a lot of shit in the world, though. Y'all would be surprised as to how many people have gotten caught up with the law committing crimes and to get a blind eye turned to their crimes. They got to come up off a sacrifice. And that just might be one of their children. Their girlfriends or boyfriends' kids, or one of their children, or grandchildren, or some shit like that, or what have you. I'm trying to tell you, these families are involved, though, collective. These families are involved. Okay? Yeah. And again, the Ace of Swords, and look, Lover's card. They're being trafficked for sexual purposes. The Lover's card ain't got a damn thing to do with love. It has to do with sex. Again, the Ace of Swords is at the bottom of the deck. What I'm telling you is the truth. It's clarity. I never make it up. Okay? Spirit, any other messages? Any other messages about these child killers? Any other messages about these child killers, Spirit? I'm seeing mountains here, collective. They up in the mountains somewhere. Okay? Now, I know y'all like that's very vague, Tiffany. It's a whole lot of mountains every fucking where. Okay? Hell, for all I fucking know, bitch, they might have a headquarters in all the goddamn mountains. Some goddamn where, bitch. Okay? All I know, Spirit is saying, is something about the mountains, bitch. They be up in the mountains doing some shit. These child killers. Spirit, clarify them folks ain't right. Satanic powers that be. Them folks ain't right. Satanic powers that be. Spirit say they serial killers. They done did this before. This ain't they first rodeo. They serial killers. Spirit clarify major deals and money moves. Corrupt people in professional positions. Major deals and money moves with corrupt people in professional positions. I'm seeing something about boats. Major deals and money moves, Spirit. Major deals and money moves. Corrupt people in professional positions. I'm even seeing something about high-ranking court officials like judges. And also something about social media, like these motherfuckers that own these social media companies and different things or what have you. Major deals and money moves with corrupt people in professional positions. We got greed here, collective. These are some very greedy ass individuals, Spirit is saying. Spirit, clarify these corrupt people in professional positions with that blood contract they signed. Cult. I told you they all belong to some type of satanic demonic cult. That's why they in this blood contracts. They bind it to. Or they're bound to, Spirit is saying. Spirit, clarify betrayal with big spenders. Betrayal. Big spenders. Surveillance here. They got certain victims being surveillanced, okay? I feel like the surveillance have to do with these big spenders. Like that surveillance could have something to do like with maybe they have some type of silent auctions or something going on. Maybe online or something like that. Spirit, clarify these big spenders and the dark web. Big spenders, dark web. Big spenders, dark web. I'm seeing fire here. There could be a fire sign of significance. Big spenders, dark web. Justice. Y'all ain't gonna believe me when I tell you it's high-ranking government officials that's running, ruling, controlling, and operating that dark web. So all y'all that's regular, everyday, average Joes sneaking and creeping on the damn dark web think they don't see y'all ass. On there trying to see if you can see something. Your ass gonna get caught up. Because that shit is a certain network of channels of certain motherfuckers who is high up, okay? All they do is speak in riddles and motherfucking rhymes. They got codes and passcodes and all kinds of shit for certain shit. Even to get in certain damn rooms and shit. But what if I told you? These bitch spenders, Spirit is saying, it's like I'm seeing with justice here. This can touch any branch of government just by saying justice. You know what I'm saying? Y'all would probably automatically assume like a lower level government, but these are like higher up governments, like politicians and beyond, very wealthy elite politicians or something, are big spenders in this. Okay. And also, I feel like with this being here, there's some high-ranking government affair. Y'all need to understand that the CIA, they got their own hackers and shit, man. That works the fuck for them. And all this shit. They control all this shit. There ain't nothing that goes on in no country that the higher-ups don't know about. Okay? There's something about just as high-ranking government officials being these big spenders, as well as high-ranking government officials could be running, ruling, controlling, or operating this shit on the dark web, or what's done in the dark, or something like that, or what have you. I don't feel like it's the same individuals. It would be different. I just don't know what branch of government, from what level, in what area to say, but they're involved in both big spenders as well as this shit with the dark web. They could even be, spirit could even be saying that they're big spend, like they're spending a lot of money to even view these things on the dark web as well, because you even got surveillance here. Okay, snuff film, spirit. I'm also seeing egotism here. These people are very egotistical, collective. They're full of vanity and pride, collective. They're full of very cocky, arrogant, conceited individuals, narcissistic individuals, collective. Spirit, clarify the snuff films with illegal organized crime. Snuff film, illegal organized crime. I'm seeing, there's a lot that wanted to come out here. I'm seeing organized crime. We know that this is organized crime. And I'm seeing hidden here as well. It's a lot that want to come out here. But I also seen wooded area. Something about a wooded area. Some kind of snuff films could be going on in some type of wooded area. Maybe they're doing some type of rituals or something out in the wooded area, or out in these mountains somewhere. Okay, something about a wooded area came up. Then secret, man-made disasters, and hidden. Okay, all tied to the snuff films and these illegal organized crimes. Spirit, clarify illegal organized crimes with missing children. Missing children. Illegal organized crime, missing children. There's a lot of grandparents that's pimping out, selling out their grandchildren. Something about grandparents. Yeah, these children are being given as a gift. What kind of nasty shit is that? Look, money. It's all about money. These families be wanting money, so they pimp out these kids. They giving these kids as gifts, Spirit is saying. Okay? They giving them as gifts. What was the card before that? I'm also seeing travel here. To be tied to the trafficking that is going on of these children. Okay, there could also be something significant to parties or something going on. They could be being trafficked to certain parties or something that is going on. Yeah, I'm also seeing child, motel, and devil. Okay. Oh, goodness. Yeah, got missing here. Yeah, there's something about these missing children being hold on, y'all. This fell. These missing children being given as like a gift. But essentially they're being pimped out. They're being sold. Okay? Because these families are getting some type of money for these missing children that has been given as a gift. Spirit is saying. Okay? Yeah, perversion. Yep, it's a whole lot of accomplices and partners in crime that's involved in this. Spirit is saying. I'm also seeing something about a tunnel, something about tunnel cover up. Tunnel cover up. There could be tunnels in these mountains or these wooded areas, collective. could be covering up these tunnels that they are using, collective, okay? And look at this tunnel here. Didn't I tell you these tunnels is ground? That's what that is above, so below. They got all kinds of shit going on underground, collective. You see how huge this tunnel is? If you look really close, you see that rail right here? There's some type of trolley, some type of railing train, like type of thing that can roll down there. Yeah, I'm trying to tell y'all. There's some type of cover-ups as it relates to these tunnels. Okay? These tunnels could be up in the mountains, wooded areas. Okay? You got celebrities here could be involved, collective, or wealthy, elite, popular persons. Okay? A celebrity is anybody, you know what I'm saying, this day and time, a celebrity is anybody who's wealthy or elite or, you know, high in power, well-known, popular, okay, whether they are actual singer or rapper or actress or actor or something like that or what have you. A lot of times y'all hear celebrity and them the people that you think of automatically, but there's a lot of people that's got celebrity statuses, okay? You got you got politicians who are popular, like, you know, so like they celebrities and shit or what have you. Look, family. I'm telling you, the family is involved, okay? For money. They're involved with this perversion that is happening to these missing children that's being given as a gift, Spirit is saying. Okay? That's what's going on here, though, y'all. I'm even seeing something here about outer space. Some of, believe it or not, collective, some of these children that goes missing and never been seen or heard from ever again, they're even being some of them are even being taken to outer space. No, shit could be being done to them on certain ships and different things like that or what have you guys, okay? Spirit, any other messages? Any other messages? Any other messages? Okay, so I'm seeing here crime of passion, okay? You see this person standing here and look at all these bodies laying down here. A crime of passion is any crime that one is passionate about. A lot of y'all hear crime of passion and think, oh, a boyfriend and killed a girlfriend, or a wife and killed a husband, or vice versa, or some shit like that, or what have you. Like, yeah, a crime of passion can happen like that with, you know, people who are personally close to you. But a crime of passion can be amongst anybody. Okay? As any type of crime where there was some type of passion that was involved as a result to the crime that was committed. You understand what I'm saying? So a kidnapper or a rapist or whatever don't have to know you to fuck from Adam, but if he killed you in the process, that is a crime of passion. That person was passionately motivated to kill you in the act of them doing whatever else, guys, okay? This ties into that snuff film shit, okay? And the sick, twisted part about this, collective, this shit is being recorded. And there's like sick, twisted ass shit that's being uploaded to the dark web. And I guarantee you, the individuals who are involved in it, they are wearing some type of mask, some type of robes, or some shit like that to disguise themselves, to hide themselves in some type of way. You will be able to see the victim that's being victimized and abused. But the abusers is likely got themselves cloaked in some type of way. They're wearing some type of mask to hide their face, or wearing gloves or a robe, or, you know, this, that, or the other. So you can't tell who they are or some shit like that, y'all, okay? So I'm going to get about this energy, okay? Pretty sure fucking powers that be going to be upset after I upload this one, okay? But they seem to be upset with any damn thing I do. It don't matter whether I read or whether I write. They, be in my energy on that extra, y'all, okay? But that's the reading that Spirit wanted me to relate to you all today. And like I said, some of this stuff, like the majority of what we talked about, is a lot, like, widely known. Okay, a lot of people know that children are coming up missing and different things like that. A lot of people know that, human trafficking and sex trafficking and things like that is going on. Even people being sold into sex slavery and prostitutions, and people know about these things. So it's not like I'm talking about something that hasn't been said before or nobody knows about when it comes to that. Some of y'all may not have been aware of the type of people who are actually in fact involved. I feel like Spirit wanted that, a light shined on that. But I feel like the most important thing of this reading, most people assume that when these children come up missing, then it was solely because of the act of some nefarious character, some malicious, evil, wicked being out here that, tortures children, do bad things to children and different things like that or what have you. So I like I said, I feel like the main spotlight of this reading is for y'all to have known the type of people who are involved in this type of stuff and the connection of them all, and also to shed light on the fact that many of these missing children, their families were involved with selling them out for money. Okay, and I think that's the saddest thing of it all. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to look at some predator and be like, oh, you filthy, nasty fucking creep. You know what I'm saying? And be like, oh, how awful are you to do something like this or what have you? But you know what I'm saying? If that filthy, nasty creep that did those awful things was only able to do those things because of people who made victims accessible to them, then they would just be just as filthy as nasty as of creeps they goddamn self. And I think that's what Spirit wanted to be, for a light to be shed on. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's bad enough, like I said, it's easy enough to say, look at a rapist and be like, oh, this is an awful, evil person. But if you knew that somebody's mother or father or aunt or step-parent or grandparent or somebody went and dropped them off to the rapist and actually knew that that type of thing was going to happen to them, you would be the fuck appalled. You'd be like, what? Yeah. But that's exactly what's going on. And I'm not saying in every situation that is what has happened, but it has happened like that quite frequently with a lot of individuals who have gone missing and never been seen or heard from ever the fuck again. No bullshit. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And it's the saddest thing in the fucking world. You know what I'm saying? It's bad enough to have people out there that snatch a person up, that kidnap them, abduct them, traffic them, sell them into sex slavery, and allow whatever to be done to them or what have you. But, it hits home in a different fucking way when the people who's supposed to love you and protect you and support you and things are the very facilitators of this type of thing even happening to you in the first place. You understand what I'm saying? Okay? And I feel like that was the main message of today's reading, guys. Okay? People need to be aware that this is going on. Okay? And y'all will be surprised. Y'all will be surprised how these people look. Even what I'm saying, you would probably think of the most filthiest, nastiest, fucking just ratchet, low down, dirty, good for nothing type of, they look like they up to something type of people. No. Y'all be surprised as to how many of these children who have ended up in situations like this, who families are supposed Christians, go to church every time the door's open. Y'all would be surprised. Okay? That's what's going on here, guys. I do thank y'all for listening and for watching. If you would like to contact me, you can do so at tip.diamond.36@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Instagram, which is shinebrightlikeadiamond36 with the underscore between each word. For any person who's interested in donating to the channel, it is greatly, greatly appreciated. I do thank you all in advance. You can do so through Cash App, which is $Tiff Diamond 36, or through PayPal, which is paypal.me/add36diamond. As always, guys, y'all take care of yourself, take care of each other, but most of all, take care of your babies, honey. Remember, this is a wicked, wicked world that we live in. There's wickedness in high places, and there's evil that's lurking around each and every corner, even in a neighborhood near you. So y'all watch your surroundings. Watch the company you keep, what surroundings in the company and what your children are in as well. And considering the fact that you never know when someone may betray you, backstab you, try to hurt you, or harm you, honey. Keep you some protection on you. Y'all stay awake, stay aware, stay vigilant, and stay prepared, because if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, baby. Until the next time, peace, love, and light. Namaste. I am that I am, created in the image of God. Look, your family made attempts to harm you, collective. I'm telling you, people's families are involved in this. Some of you all who were molested, who were raped, who endured satanic ritual abuse, who endured MK Ultra mind control, brainwashing, human experimentation, who were chipped or implanted, who were trafficked when you were a child. You are lucky to be alive. Only by the grace you are alive, for whatever reason, okay? Because your parents too allowed these things to happen to you, okay? Even if it was something that only happened within your family. Even if it was something that some of you were molested and raped by people in your family. Some of you were molested and raped by people in the church. Some of you were molested and raped by people in the schools. Okay? Sometimes it goes farther and beyond that. Okay, some of you were trafficked as children, whether you can remember it or not, and your parents, they are sellouts, and your guardians, they are sellouts. They receive some type of compensation to allow those things to happen to you. Okay, MK Ultra mind control, you being trafficked, you being pimped out, you being passed around, and different things like that, or what have you, collective. I told you when the first time that I remember being trafficked, is when I was like 6 years old, like 6 or 7 years old. I'll never forget, because I believe it was 6, because I was shipped off right when my supposed sister, who really isn't my sister or what have you, her mother, right after she had her, she was an infant, and she was born on March 20th, and I was shipped off not long after that. Now, technically, they told me my birthday was changed, okay? They say that I was born March 6th, but a lot of things happened to me in my life. My birthday was actually changed by the satanic powers that be. And that's the reason why, if y'all break down a lot of things that comes to me about me, it links back to the powers that be. Like, I'm absolutely obsessed with leopard print, animal print. Everybody who has ever known me knows this. That's sex kitten programming. Okay? Diamond, okay, is a not necessarily an alias, it's an alter, okay? There's certain people who know me only by Diamond or what have you. When I was younger, it was Kiki. I don't know where that came from, but it was Kiki. Kiki was used as a trigger, okay? It's Diamond now, but Diamond's under control. Like, I have control of Diamond. Or what have you, but my birthday was actually changed, okay? They changed my birthday. If y'all break down, y'all know how the powers that be, the industry and different shit like that, they're into them 3 6s, you know, the 66636 or what have you. My birthday is March 6th. That's not my real birthday. They changed my birthday to be a Pisces and said that I was born March 6th, but I'm actually a Taurus, and my birthday is in May 1st, May Day. Okay? Mayday. Y'all don't know what that term stands for or what have you. A lot of shit was changed to coincide with my programming that was instilled in me by the government, by the powers that be. I would never make this shit up, bruh. Okay? And I was trafficked on planes, but what I was getting ready to tell y'all is, before that happened, the woman that was supposed to be my mother, she allowed me to drown. Like, there was like a form of trauma. They was trying to they was trying to cause me to have an aquaphobia, a fear of water or what have you. I was being like tortured. You know how they do the waterboarding and different things like that with water or what have you. This was a part of the programming or what have you as well. This woman can swim like a fish. She taught her other children how to swim and different things like that. She never taught me how to swim. I taught myself how to swim after I was grown and different shit like that. But She like let me drown and different shit like that. But anyway, it was another time before I was shipped off. Like this woman, I never forget. She came to me one day, and I think it was like only like 5, 6 years old at the time or whatever. And I remember being scared to fucking death because she was like, it was like right before I was shipped off. She was like, all of a sudden, she was like, I was gonna have my tonsils taken out. And I couldn't understand why or what have you. And it was like, this is a surgical procedure or something shit like that to get your tonsils taken out. And she was like, the excuses she gave me is because I snored. I never snored. Never snort, and I was scared to death. But then, when you're a kid like that, it'd be like, oh, when you get your tonsils taken, you can eat all the freaking ice cream and popsicles and all the cold stuff you want to, after you get your tonsils taken out or whatever. They wanted my tonsils taken out so that I can do oral sex, better as a fucking kid. Okay, then I was shipped the fuck off. Okay, I never fucking make it up. Okay, you got low down and dirty shame here. Okay, satanic cult, and to this day, after she told me I had to get my tonsils taken out, it was never brought up the fuck again. So like, I literally had to have been drugged and taken somewhere. And like at the time when this was happening, I was living on a military base in Cheyenne, Wyoming. At the time when this happened, and so I would have had to have been drugged and taken somewhere where I was like knocked out and drugged, um, to have my tonsils taken out or what have you for this shit or what have you. Because I kid you not, I remember this her being saying this to me, telling me this or what have you, but I don't recall going to the doctor to have my tonsils taken out and shit like that or what have you. So this is like how you be missing gaps of freaking time and different shit like that when you never been drugged or anything like that or what have you. And like still to this day, like I had to been drugged as well when I was like trafficked on fucking planes. Because still to this day, like I don't have a fear of heights, but I don't like planes. But I've flown like often. I've flown before, but I have to still to this day I have to drug myself to get on a plane. I have to go to sleep while I'm on there. That way, by the time I wake up, I'll be at my destination where I'm supposed to be. Like, it's not like drugs. It's like Benadryl or some shit like that or whatever. Because I got a low tolerance to anything or whatever. But I can tell this is something that I've done myself, like when I get on planes or what have you. But it lets me know that this is something that had to have been done to me when I was put on that plane by myself or what have you. Like, I kid you or not, when I say I was put on a plane by my fucking self, that fucking young, I was, okay? No adults with me, okay? And don't let these people tell you about, oh, they have people who attend that. So they call them escorts. What is a fucking escort? A prostitute, bitch, okay? Like, you got to listen to the words that come out of people's fucking mouths, okay? Flight attendant, my goddamn ass. They're called escorts and so they hire these escorts that's supposed to sit with little underage people that's on planes by themselves and different shit like that or whatever. I'm telling you, I did not leave Cheyenne, Wyoming, come straight back to Arkansas like I was supposed to, okay? Some shit happened to me. And I'm gonna tell you something else. Before I left Cheyenne, Wyoming, my vision was perfect. I never fucking wore glasses. By the time I made it back to Arkansas, my eyes were crossed. Like something like happened to me. What happened to me was so severe that it crossed my eyes. Okay, that like for a couple of years I had to wear reconstruction glasses like for my eyes to like straighten my eyes back the fuck up. I kid you not. I don't know if y'all remember how hideous the fucking glasses were in the 80s, bitch, but they were awful, okay? And I had a red frame pair and I had a blue frame pair, and they was the worst things if I ever or what have you. But it was like I was a totally different person by the time I came back to freaking Arkansas, y'all, okay? And I never wore glasses after then. It was almost like I was a different person because I had 20/20 vision after then or what have you. No goddamn problem. Anyway, low down and dirty shame, satanic cult. Spirit is saying this satanic cult of people that is involved in this shit, they are low down and dirty shame. Spirit is saying they're pure evil and they're brutal. Spirit is saying, okay? But in conjunction of this, your family made attempts to harm you, okay? These children that has gone missing, those of you who have lived to tell the story, who have endured some of these things, and you made it through, without being missing forever or coming up the fuck dead, your family are the ones who made attempts to harm you. They're the ones who pimped you out, who sold you out to the government, to the satanic powers that be, to allow these things to happen to you, okay? This is facts, okay? And they can fact check that shit. Everything I'm fucking saying. Because I will never make it up, okay? Anyway, guys, that's the reading. Till the next time. Peace.